The way we can combat this is to be mindful of what we do at the poker table. We don't all have the advantage of being able to watch ourselves on video of how we do things at a poker table. Watch how we look at our chips. Be mindful of how we look at our cards. Anything like this is information that another player can pick up. If we're careful, other players will find it much more difficult to get a read on us.
Let's have a look at some of the things you can do to make it harder for your opponents to read you on a poker table. The most common tool is the sunglasses. We have all heard that your eyes are the window to your soul. I have heard many players who don't wear sunglasses say that you can't hide behind sunglasses. But I've then heard the exact same people say that they should be banned on a poker table. Sunglasses won't help you if you don't know what you are doing, but they can be a very useful tool to make you feel comfortable. I wear them in tournaments most of the time. I like them because it puts up a barrier between me and my opposition. If I want to stare someone down, then I can take them off. I also wear sunglasses for the simple reason it relaxes my eyes against the well-lit indoor environment. You've got to remember that sometimes when you're playing tournaments, you could be at the table for 14 hours. In a brightly lit room, this can often give you a headache, and anything I can do to remain fresh is a useful tool. When I play, I like to look sharp. I like to wear a suit, nice sunglasses, and be ready to play. When I look sharp, I tend to play sharp. There are players out there who like to play in shorts and a t-shirt and will be as cool as a cucumber. Other players will listen to their iPods and block everything else out. The point I want to make is go for something that works for you. Don't be afraid to experiment. If it makes you feel comfortable, in control and switched on, go for it. Be yourself and find an image that most importantly suits you. So for all you amateur actors out there, if you are going to create an alter ego for yourself, then at least be a good enough actor to pull it off. There is nothing worse than watching a player slip in and out of character. Another aspect of giving away your hand to your opponents is the way you react when you make a big raise or push in all your chips. When you push all your chips in, you need to find a technique. Good poker players will take time, stare you down, maybe even try and get you in discussion to try and find out the strength or weakness of your hand. A technique I use is I will pick a spot on the table and I will stare at it and concentrate on my breathing. I will do this if I have the absolute nuts or when I'm on a desperate bluff. Whatever you do, be consistent or you will be giving experienced players a massive edge over you. When you are deciding to call a player, you can afford to be a little more relaxed, but a good player will remember how you played the hand prior to this point and will backtrack and work out how you play with a strong or weak hand. Also, remember good players have a sixth sense, and subconscious information will register with them. Don't bang heads with really good players. I'm sure there will be more suitable targets on the table. You may be better served watching and learning from the gun players on the table rather than donating your money to them. Now in Australia, the players are protected and the dealers won't let other players trash talk you to try and pry information out of you. In the US, as long as you don't threaten or abuse, it's pretty much open slather. I for one love the US approach because I think poker is a contest and that anything that heightens the theatrics should be encouraged, not disallowed. So be aware, if you do travel and play poker in the States, it's a far more dog-eat-dog environment than it is in Australia. I like to ham it up with the best of them on a poker table, though I refrain from too much trash talking, as I want to show my opponents that I respect them, but certainly do not fear them. Table image goes a long way to being a consistent winner. What happens on the table should stay on the table is certainly an attitude that I like to embrace. Once you get off the table, learn to relax, enjoy your time and have a drink with your opponents. You don't need to be fighting against them all the time.
If you can master the art of observation, you're going to have a fantastic weapon in your arsenal to use against other poker players. Imagine the ability to actually put players on a hand, to know if they're strong or weak. What I need you to do this week is to actually watch people when you're playing poker. Even if you're not involved in the hand, try and put people on hands. Assess whether they're strong or weak. This is not going to happen overnight, but in the long run you're going to get a lot better at this skill and it's going to make it a lot easier to win money. I'm James Potter and I'm pushing the chips in your direction.